In New York City, being homeless means sleeping on the street, sleeping in the subway system, or in a New York City shelter. Right now, there's 59,000 homeless individuals in New York City. There are 25,000 homeless children. The scope of the problem is incredible.
I'm the executive director of the City Bar Justice Center. What we do is work with some of the finest lawyers in New York at New York's large law firms, small law firms, and corporate legal departments to provide free legal services to low-income people. This year we're really focusing on trying to make a dent in the homeless population. It's really important for the legal community to stand up and say that no child should grow up in a homeless shelter.
To whom it may concern, I just wanted you all to know a little bit about me. My name is Angeli. I'm in 7th grade. I currently live with my mom in a temporary housing shelter in Manhattan. We have been living here for the past 2 years after my mom came home from the hospital where she has been ill for a period of time.
It was a very humbling experience. Whether it was financial, whether it was emotionally, it was just a total drain. And I'm like, okay, I cannot be at the total drain because I have a 10-year-old.
Indira and her daughter are living in a Children's Rescue Fund House East shelter. They were not receiving the correct amount of benefits. They were eligible for a special restaurant allowance because that shelter does not serve meals and does not have cooking facilities.
City Bar Justice Center, they basically have a team of lawyers that come in to help you with whatever legal issues you have. The way that they helped me was ensuring that I got the proper benefits that I should have been receiving.
This past year has been such a great year for me academically. I was involved in many activities at my school, such as music, chess, glee club, debate, ceramics, computer science, and STEM.
One of the biggest things they helped with was getting her a laptop. They saw she was so motivated and she literally needed one when she went into middle school. The City Bar Justice Center, they were really, really helpful, and not helpful in just being there, but helpful like emotionally.
My name is Kendra. I was in a domestic violence situation / stalking by a third party, and my son Isaiah and I, we had to leave. We left, we ran. We ended up in shelter. And in the course of that, we moved 10 times. We were denied public assistance. They listed me as having a job from the hospital, and I was living off of $1 a day. Isaiah is a 9-year-old autistic boy. He's brilliant. He's such a beautiful child.
I met Kendra in a shelter after she had been in 3 other shelters. Her autistic child, who was highly allergic, was constantly being sent to the emergency room as a result of rashes and asthma attacks he got from conditions in his shelters.
I remember her staying up. She told me that she couldn't sleep that night after talking to me because she was so worried about me and Isaiah. It was such a good feeling, a relief to me to know that somebody actually cared about us. And there are people that actually care about people that are in shelters and that are homeless and that are going through domestic violence or has a special needs child or whatever that situation may be.
Kendra applied for supportive housing, and we marshaled support to get her application through.
It can be as simple as reaching out, sending someone an email, making a phone call, and you've made a huge difference. They're transferring shelters, their son or daughter is in school. I'm a derivatives lawyer, so obviously that's very different than what we do at the City Bar Justice Center. But one thing is that anyone that is a lawyer or even a law student can help these particular cases.
The Legal Clinic for the Homeless goes into about 6 shelters in New York City. If we had 2 or 3 more lawyers, we could represent hundreds of homeless families.